Hello and welcome to Revsportz. We are standing just outside the main venue, and I'm saying main venue because weightlifting, boxing, most of the sports will be happening here. Lawn bowls, apart from athletics. Obviously, athletics can't happen inside that. So for athletics, we'll have to go to the I'm forgetting the name. Scotstoun Stadium. But apart from that, all the events are going to happen there.
This is the ACC Armadillo.
This is the ACC Armadillo. And we are on my right is the media center, which we just came from. On my left are about 4 or 5 different hotels, which is where all the different countries' contingents are staying. I've given the overall layout, but I'll go to Boryada with the question that, do you feel Glasgow is decked up enough for this Commonwealth Games?
At least this area is, for sure. I mean, there is a lot of branding in this area. And you can understand how the city has, quite nicely put in thought that you don't spend more. So if you see, there is the Hilton Hotel, there's the Radisson Red, and then there's the Crown Plaza, and of course Moxie, where the Indians are staying as well. So you can see, and by the way, just in front of us are the para-athletes, some of the para-athletes from South Africa. So they are going to perhaps the media hub. You can see that how all of these hotels, as Trisha said, the 5 teams have been divided, and contingents are staying. There is no village. For the first thing is there is no village. So Games Village, the concept of the Games Village, that doesn't exist in Glasgow. In fact, there is no village in Japan as well for the Asian Games. And you can understand how multidiscipline games are changing, because the Games Village was the first thing that you would see in many games of the past. But now with costs, that the moment you have a village, you have to do so many more things inside the village, construction, addition of facilities, gym area, food area, dining area, all of these things would have to be done for athletes, internet, Wi-Fi, medical facilities, that it becomes a white elephant. So hotels, logistically are much more convenient. You have your food area, like we went, the Indian team was graceful enough to invite us to lunch. Rohit Rajpal and Ravi Bengani, the chef de mission and deputy chef de mission. So you could see the food set out. And did you see it was common food? Yeah. So all of the teams that were staying there, they could go and have that same buffet. So but the interesting part to Rohan and me was Seychelles. Seychelles came in, the gentleman went straight up to the lady and said, Seychelles. And she said, no. And the gentleman was completely flummoxed, saying, what? She said, you are not in this hotel. By that time, everybody had come out of the bus, back to pavilion, all athletes boarded again and left. So it was quite strange as to what is going on. I mean, but these things happen in all games. Singapore is there in that hotel. Yeah. India is there in that hotel. Ghana is there in that hotel. Couple of other teams. But Singapore, we said Singapore is there in that hotel. One African country was there, no? I think but coming back,
Asia came when we were leaving.
You said Namibia was also there. Namibia was also there in that hotel. So the area, it is only 5 minutes from that area, from Moxie to SEC Armadillo. This is also interesting. All of this is walking distance.
Yeah?
Yes.
So frankly, if you are an athlete and staying there, you just come to your event, do your training. Everything is around here. This SEC Armadillo spectator, quite nicely done. Except the media center, I thought was a bit dimly lit. Rohan was pretty much upset with that why is the media center so sparsely populated?
Yeah, the media center has been very upsetting, and the coffee.
and Trisha was very upset because the biscuit also was
Yeah, there weren't good. There was no good biscuit, but bigger than that, guys, I run on coffee. Where is my good coffee, Boryada?
There was no coffee. There was coffee, no.
There was Nescafe. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, bad coffee.
Rohan, what are you doing? Why is there no coffee?
Well, I think as the tournament begins, it will
get
It does
good
not
coffee.
seem like that.
No, more media will come. We already found one fellow journalist,
Bangladesh.
fellow colleague from our neighboring country, Bangladesh. But I think the mood will be more vibrant as the tournament begins.
This area is quite vibrant in terms of branding.
Yes,
Look at it. I mean, it's quite nice. I mean, when we were all walking from that hotel, the kind of branding, the flags, it's beautifully done. And what I'm liking about this area is everything close. So you can walk across this bridge and you're into public transport. Check. So all you need to do is just walk up this bridge. There you go. It says SEC spectator entrance on the left, exhibition center station. So all you need to do is, if you go straight up, there is the exhibition center station. So you can take your public transport and off you go. In that sense, this has been well planned. And because look, ultimately on game days, there will be a lot of people, common people, who will not have cars or Uber or taxis or anything like that. They will take trains, they will take buses. So you have to have all of that. So when I come to an event, I look for public transport.
Yeah.
I think these fellows have so far have done a pretty decent job.
Well, of course, and as we were speaking about the Games Village, Glasgow haven't done a Games Village, and this might be the norm for games going forward.
Yes.
And that brings me to another question: that are we looking into a games much bigger than not the city centric but a country centric?
Because that's going to happen. That's going to happen. I mean, there is no question. And there comes a couple of Pakistani delegates also. By the way, this is the mascot. This is the mascot. Rohan will tell you Finny, number 26. Finny, number 26. Rohan will tell you about the history of Finny. Rohan, unicorn.
Not the history, but yes, it's an unicorn, which is the national animal of Scotland, which is pretty interesting because unicorn, not a real animal. Trishadi was also a bit shocked that yes, unicorn, how can unicorn be a national animal? But yes, Scotland's national animal is the unicorn, and it's pretty nice mascot.
Scottish athletes coming to train.
Yeah, a lot of Scottish athletes coming to train. They are wearing great jerseys. We are waiting for the merchandise shop to open. It's not open yet.
In fact, just in front of us is the merchandise.
Yes, and it will open on 23rd as the games begin. But yes, as Buryada mentioned, that we are looking forward to games which will be country centric and not just city centric, right?
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to. Let me also give you some important information. On the closing ceremony day, Trisha, 20 minutes have been given to India. So for the 20 minutes of the closing ceremony, there will be culture, dance, all of these performances from India. So a huge delegation is coming from India because they will take the flag. They will take the flag and go to Ahmedabad. So for us, it's going to be a major thing because the closing ceremony will all be about India. So a lot of Indian delegation, a lot of Indian people will be here. First event that the three of us will go to will be lawn bowls. Lawn bowls here at the SEC Arena. 12 o'clock on Thursday, India's first game in lawn bowls, where the Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia will also be there. We will also be there. So that's the first event. But in terms of preparation and all of that, a lot of people from India will be coming here to Glasgow to understand the tech, to understand everything else about hosting a games, because India are the next host. I like this arena. This is almost like a stadium precinct. And what is interesting is none of this is new.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of this was existing infrastructure which has now been converted by Glasgow into the games. You want to tell us more about Finny before I go to Trisha?
No, it's nothing much, but whenever we come to any event, mascot holds a separate venue, a separate value. And even if we saw in the Football World Cup, we had 3 different mascots for 3 different host nations. So each mascot will have the specific value assigned to their country's heritage and culture. So it's good. We'll see what India brings up for Ahmedabad 2030. Any thoughts? It will be maybe Tiger?
Inevitably,
I
India
have a
has
thought
to.
in mind.
Bolo.
I can't say that on television.
Nothing political?
Yeah, but what do you reckon India can do? What animal? Elephant? Peacock.
That's our
National animal.
National bird, yeah. Tiger can be good.
Yeah, why not?
Tiger.
We already had elephant.
Bangladesh is more tiger.
Yeah.
We already had elephant.
Apu.
Yeah.
We had
No,
Apu.
that's why I feel peacock can be a good one, you know.
Commonwealth Games 2010 was what?
Apu was 82
82.
Asian Games. 2010 Commonwealth Games, I have to see. I don't remember.
Do you remember
But
2010?
Apu was such a big cult that,
Yeah.
Apu
was huge.
that everyone knows about Apu.
Yeah.
And you even have commemorative coins.
Coins, yeah.
2 rupee coins.
Still there.
Yeah.
10 paisa to all of those
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So
Apu was brilliant.
these are special commemoratives that every.
But I do think that apart from Appu, nobody has reached that cult level as far as mascots are concerned, because
2010 South Africa FIFA World Cup, everything
Zebra.
was
Zebra,
everything
yeah.
was cult, starting from the ball to Vuvuzela to the mascots. So there are particular such
Yeah.
events which get to that level.
yeah.
Which
I have a great personal story about mascots. So, Misha was the mascot of the 1980 Moscow Olympics.
You were sports journalist back then also.
So, I applied for my Rhodes Scholarship in 1999. Okay. So, I finished my interview, and Veer Singh Chauhan, Dr. Veer Chauhan, who was then secretary, now is the secretary of the Rhodes Trust, or retired or whatever. At that point in time was the secretary. So Veer Chauhan was one of the interview board members. So I finished the interview and I got up and I was leaving. So he said, क्रिकेट पर काम करने जा रहे हो तो ऐसे मिशा जैसे क्यों दिखते हो, थोड़ा सा एक्सरसाइज कर लिया करो. So that was the dialogue that was given to me as part of my Rhodes Scholarship interview. So Misha will always be special.
But CWG 2010 was Shera, the Royal Bengal Tiger.
Royal Bengal
So we already
Tiger is done.
The Tiger is done.
Why
SAF
are you
Games,
falling?
SAF Games 1987 was Babu Bagh.
Okay.
Ah.
So Tiger,
So Tiger
elephant
is done and over.
Trishadi, it's going to be peacock. You just start a petition for that.
Hashtag justice for peacock. Peacock as but national animal should be peacock. Why not? But we can talk about that mascot later on. I think this was given to the media as part of the welcome. Of course, we'll take a few samples back home as well.
This, everybody will have to be
Yeah,
given.
my nieces will be waiting for this. But Rohan, I'll ask something that here I just saw something very interesting, that there's an ad, Boriada, which says supercharge your nights, and then it's written that Oyo hotels. We know how Oyo hotels, the addresses and all of Oyo hotels are given for people who are coming to the arena. So that's another brilliant initiative. I just saw it and I was like, wow. I mean, you have public transport, but in case you're coming from outside and you don't really have a place to stay, you want to stay the night or something, you can just directly go there.
Because competition will continue till pretty late, till
absolutely.
about 10:30, 11 o'clock on many days.
Absolutely. And these are the provisions which actually tells you that this country has handled this before, because
2014.
this comes from experience. But also, Boriada, as you are continuously saying that our sports minister will be here, which is the case. One part, of course, is watching the games, supporting the team, standing for the country. But the other part is there is so much to learn to take back to Ahmedabad.
Oh, 100%. Every games is a learning exercise. You know how they have tried to use existing facilities. So in Ahmedabad, you don't create white elephants all of a sudden. You have to keep in mind the costs and the escalating costs at a time when the war is going on in the Middle East. The world is not the best place. So you cannot just splurge. Petrol prices have shot through the roof. People are predicting that oil will go up to $120 a barrel again. So clearly, this is not an easy world.
Yeah.
So when you are hosting a games of this scale or this nature, you cannot just splurge. So plenty to learn. The Chef de Mission was telling Rohan and me that a lot of technology is being used. So they will also take back that part. The use of technology will become more and more pronounced and more prominent going forward. So India will take that back. All these games, ultimately the expertise is transferred to the next games. The world's best practices model is literally lifted and taken to the next host city. That's how you learn. You see a group of people, cameras, broadcast, they're the same people who keep traveling. That's all part of the best practices model. As you are watching this show, one day left to the games. One day, 23rd is when the inaugural ceremony is. Today, there is a sports ministers briefing where all the Commonwealth sports ministers will be there. India, obviously, will be represented by Mansukh Mandavia. We can tell you that most of our Indian athletes are now here, except the track people. The track people will come later, but we have our Meera Chanu reaching today at about 3 p.m.
Because she's the flag
She's the
bearer.
flag bearer. We saw the boxing team led by Lovelina Borghoen reach the Moxie Hotel yesterday afternoon around 1 o'clock, 1:30. We know that the para athletics team will also be here any time today. So all of India, the Indian delegation, 125 people, they're all going to come here. What is your prediction for the number of medals that India will win? I'm saying anywhere between 25 and 27.
Yes, I mean, if we count 9, 10 for weightlifting, yeah, somewhere between 25. I would say towards a little higher, 30. I mean, not higher 30. I mean, towards 25 to 30 ke beech mein, towards 30 is what I'm saying.
That's actually the number that the target has been set, 30 by
Number of goals?
delegation. Goals
5.
will be, if they get 5, it's great. If they get 5, it means 3 from weightlifting.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 from, where is the 1 coming from? Maybe boxing you can get about 1, and judo.
There will be one surprise package which we had from
Could be
lawn
That's what I'm
bowls.
saying.
Could be lawn bowls.
Yeah, so
And athletics?
I don't see a gold in athletics at this point. I mean, I genuinely don't. Unless you see a breakout. Neeraj Chopra back in form, throws a 90 and gets a gold.
Or Sri Shankar.
Sri Shankar jumps at 8:35, gets a gold. Otherwise, I don't see a breakout in athletics, because if you say Neeraj Chopra at this point in time does not go in as the favorite, definite medal contender, yes, but not the favorite. You have a Julius Rego, you have a Keshawn Walcott, you have that Sri Lankan guy, you have an Arshad Nadeem, you have a Neeraj Chopra.
Tough competition.
Very, very tough. I mean, very, very tough. So you have Anderson Peters.
Yes.
You have Anderson Peters from Grenada. So look at the number of possible medal winners in javelin. Very, very tough.
So this is quite interesting that in one sport we are saying that CWG is way tougher, but as compared to Asian Games. But when it comes to other games, badminton is not here in the CWG. But when it comes to badminton in CWG and Asian Games is much tougher.
Easily.
but this is what Gopi sir had
But
explained in one of
yes,
the
and this is the mass people do not understand this perspective.
See, unless look, I won't directly blame them, because I think the basic start has to be watching those sports. Olympic sports are not followed unless it's Olympics and you are ready to abuse our athletes because they did not win medals. You don't. What is happening to you, Rohan, in between?
What are you
trying to do?
To see which country.
He's trying to intimidate people to take their jerseys, I feel. The way you should have seen somebody from Team Mauritius was going behind and he was giving them a fierce look. Suddenly, I thought I said something wrong. For God's sake, concentrate on the show.
Just wanted to check which country was he wearing.
But you don't need to check like that. He will not come for the competition if you do like that. And especially next year, we are the hosts. Be nice. Not next year, next Commonwealth Games. Yeah.
Yes.
But getting back to the point, I think this was so well explained by Gopi sir that
In Hangzhou, right?
yeah, in Hangzhou he took the time out, and sweetheart as always, he will take the time out, and after explaining everything, what did he do? He took our mic away.
Took our mic away.
Not his fault though. He walked off. We also did not ask for the mic.
He's such a simple person.
Yeah.
When Trisha Dev just jokingly said that Gopi sir, we can hear everything you're saying, and he was quite scared.
He actually thought that probably he's briefing someone on the phone and we can hear. So for 2 seconds he went, Trisha, bad joke. But he came back and gave the mic. That's he is absolutely humble to the power of infinity. At times you feel like he doesn't even know who he is. In that sense, right? But Rohan, the moment we were entering, and I'm asking you this question because I know you're super interested in flags, because you keep bugging me. Let's play a competition. Let's name the flags. I'm not going to ask you to name the flags, but tell me this: that when you come to a multi-sport event and you see flags like this, kind of suddenly the world feels big. And the world feels together as well at the same time.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest plus point when you come to an multi-sport event. Anything, Asian Games, CWG or Olympics. Olympics is the biggest, of course, but he is the entire world in one city, right? So
Don't tire Phinia.
entire world in one city, and that's the beauty of these games. We had our fellow colleague from Bangladesh
Yes.
coming up and
Chonchol.
Chonchol coming up and speaking to us.
Chonchol
But yes, but there will be much more, right? We remember. Speaking from a personal point, I have a affection towards collecting coins and asking
Yes,
random people off the street that which country you are from. Can you please spare me a change from your country for my collection? And this is so awkward for some people, but I genuinely did such thing in China. So one time we were waiting in the Shanghai Pudong airport, and a fine gentleman wearing the Brunei jersey was sitting. He was minding his own business, but I had other plans. I went up to him and and said that, "Excuse me, can you just spare me one coin from Brunei? I am a coin collector. I have a huge collection, but Brunei is one country missing." And he was so taken aback that yes. And he gave me one Brunei coin. I gave him one Indian coin in return. He wanted one to keep with him. He was the president of the Brunei Hockey Federation. I also exchanged coins and notes from Kazakhstan, from Uzbekistan, and these things are so special that the entire world is in one place, and that's the beauty of multisport events.
Oh, this is
Yes, and that's exactly the reason, just before coming to CWG, I increased my health insurance because he does these things, and there are people who are taken so aback. They're like, huh? Sorry, what? And I'm scared they will hit us,
And there was another example as well during the Paris Games. I was walking past Ronald Garros, okay, and there was one volunteer, and he just helped me the way to find the way, and we were just chatting, and he said that I'm from Montenegro. And he asked
for money.
do you know Montenegro is? Yeah, I know. Do you have any coin with you? What? Yes, I collect coins. Do you have any coin with you? And he was quite shocked to see an Indian guy asking for a Montenegro coin. And I explained it and showed him my collection picture. And he was so generous that he said that, will you be staying for the Paralympic Games? Because I will be going back tomorrow. But I have a Indian friend, who will be volunteering in the Paralympics. I'll send
I remember this guy.
I'll send coins with him. You collect it from him. And when I came back for the Paralympics, he called me and gave me those coins. So these are beautiful stories that you get to experience in the multisport events.
Absolutely. I think, just one sleep away from CWG 2026. While it might seem like, the number of sports, I like how people completely forget that if three of us are talking, why will the camera be on that side? The camera has to be on this side. Anyway, the way they duck, the way they crawl behind the camera to be not on
Nice
cam.
of them to actually make that effort. Right?
Yes, it's very sweet of them, but also I will fail to understand the logic. Anyway, getting back to the point, 24 more hours, not even 24, less than 24 hours before CWG 2026 is underway, and India will begin with lawn ball, a sport that India half woke up to in the last CWG with a medal, and we are hoping that we will be able to wake up the rest of rest of India. Maybe once lawn ball will be happening here tomorrow.
We've also got an interview with Ravi Bengani.
We have got an
which will be
interview
played in a
with
couple of
Ravi
hours
Bengani,
on this show.
and also
Federation president.
Federation president of lawn ball. He has got details about the games, because it's understandable. Nobody knows the rules of every single sport. But all I'm saying is, during this CWG, maybe take a small pledge that before tweeting that India and Indian athletes are useless, we are a country of 140 crore, 150 crore, 160 crore with just 6 medals. Maybe start with this CWG to just understand every single sport is not what I'm saying. At least 4-5 sport. If not, at least support. If you can't support every single sport, can't watch every single sport, at least watch Revsportz videos, because we will be working the hardest to bring you as many updates as possible, real-time updates, real-time interviews. We need your support. India needs your support. 24 more hours, and then CWG 2026 will be starting.